Hello, welcome back, everyone. This is your host, Michelle Diamond. And of course, we are back for another phenomenal segment of In the House Media House Call on this terrific Thursday with a special guest in the building, Mr. Gerald Rose, founder and CEO of New Order Human Rights Organization. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you this evening?
What's going on, Michelle? Let me just do a small correction. New Order National Human
No,
Rights
excuse me.
Organization.
Yes, yes, yes. So sorry. Look, don't beat me up. I'm multitasking at one time. How are you, my dear?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Thank you for the opportunity to explain about there's another resources on a national level out there if your rights are being violated.
Yes. And we know that you do quite a bit within the community. And I just wanted to, get a little bit of background so that the viewers and, of course, supporters are familiar with, who Gerald Rose is and what New Order means to you and what those that needing help can expect. So tell us a little bit about it. I know started out in Toledo, Ohio, founded back in
Mhm.
1992. Then, of course, you organized the branch here in Georgia, and I think that was right
Mhm.
around June of 2000. So, give us a
Correct.
little bit of insight as to what boosted you to go down this path.
Well, actually, my dad, who was a icon in the civil rights movement, I was exposed to civil rights as a young kid. It was not easy growing up in Ohio under my dad's households. Our church and house was put on fire. Death threats calls came into our home on a daily basis. They called my dad the Junior Dr. King in Toledo, Ohio. But when two of my best friends got killed execution style, it hit home. And of course, because of the bloodline, that had something to do with it, I decided to get involved. So what happened was I got involved in Ohio, but when I received a phone call from my cousin in Birmingham, Alabama, in the South, where the heart of the civil rights movement, I decided to make a move to Atlanta, Georgia. And I think it was a good move because this is the birth king of Dr. King, and there's a lot of history here in the South. And I knew it would not be easy, but I was willing to take that challenge. So I decided to move to Atlanta, and I would just sit. I didn't really just start the organization. I first started here, but I seen three cases that happened here, actually in Cobb County, where a student, two students was called the N word at Mapleton Elementary School. A little girl was suspended with a Tweety Bird chain. But when I was watching the news where Mayor Dunaway, who was a white male, called the black African American person on city council be quiet like a tar baby, I jumped off my couch. I was like, okay, I know somebody's going to say something about this. Now, this is Cobb County now. This is not Atlanta. Nobody said nothing. Little old Gerald Rose got all this information sitting down here from Ohio. And I called a press conference at the King Center. And I was very nervous because I'm coming from a small city. So when I called the press conference at the King Center, justice was served, and I was off and running. So I went from a local chapter here in Atlanta to a national chapter. I've been involved with. I went and spoke on the Sandra Bland case in Texas. Ti helped him out of the situation. Michael Vick when he was before he admit of dog fighting, and things like that. So every case that comes across our office is very important. Even when cameras are not around. I feel that I'm in this business for solutions. And my dad always told me, he said, son, if you're there for the people first, God will elevate your organization. This has been elevating ever since he told me that. And God is good because one thing about organizations is not I, but we. And first of all, breaking news, Michelle, I got to tell the listeners, you're part of the family too as well. And God bless you too.
Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. I appreciate the warm welcome. I truly love my new extended family. Meant so much. I came in and I saw what the organization stood for, and I definitely know that working with Dr. Dorn, he's
Hmm.
done some amazing things. The the Million Man March over the years. So this is
Right.
something that's near and dear to our heart. And we
Mhm.
have a lot of supporters that are very active within the community, which we already
Mhm.
discussed. And, just to join as their national media liaison, I am very happy to say that we're going to have quite a few guests. Because of course Gerald also has his own, radio show that brings
Right.
light to community issues, and where people have the freedom of speaking up and trying to vindicate for those that are less fortunate, and
Mhm.
basically just peeling back the curtains and making sure
Right.
that these things can get personified. So this is where we
Right.
are, and we are New Order for Life. So yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm glad you said the Million Man March because I'm not a Muslim, but I am black first, and the Nation of Islam been having New Order back for years. Minister Sharif, who's the right hand man of Minister Farrakhan. So when I travel to these unfamiliar territories across the United States, the Nation of Islam provides security for me. So
Right.
we all need to put down what religion you practice, and because we're black people first, we all need to work together. And I love the Nation of Islam. I remember when Minister Farrakhan came and spoke in my church when I was a young kid, and it kind of ruffled some kind of feathers. But my dad kind of explained to me is that, we're black people first and the enemy is always attacking us,
Oh
and
yes.
things like that. So I just want to give the Nation of Islam a shout out, and I thank God that I do have actually, I have two radio shows. Both of them are called Real Talk with New Order. We do that every second and fourth Saturday on Live Power 108.9. And then my national vice president, we do Real Talk with New Order every third Monday live on DKM radio. So
Yes,
God is, and also I've been invited to do monthly commentaries on other radio platforms on a consistent basis because we are
absolutely.
out in the fields on a daily basis. This is not a temporary moment. This is a full-time movement. And I
Yes,
just thank God that when I say not I, but we, I have several members across the United States because I can't do
yes.
this by myself, but
No.
we are reaching one goal. And if you're not serious, I would advise you to move on. But I have some very dedicated people, but you got people that complain from the sidelines, all day, but we out in the trenches every day because again, Michelle,
Yes,
one thing I do notice that we all not promised tomorrow. We all got to go one day, and why not go one day fight for the next generation?
absolutely. And when you said that, I was very moved, with how active the group is, with the group text message that we share,
Right.
and just being able to talk about the things that needs to be, focused on. And if you could share with the viewers exactly
Hmm.
what's going on right now, where we're giving everybody that phone number to call and support, um,
Hmm.
the case that is down in, and I want to make sure I have it right, so I'm going to bring it up right now,
Okay.
because we did talk about that, which is the Jimmy Atchison case, with
Correct.
Kim, down in Fulton County, and
Correct.
urging everyone to call in to
Hmm.
basically make sure that Sung Kim was, is indicted for his actual
Correct.
murder. So this is something that that moved me, because, to see such positivity and a group of people coming together,
Hmm.
to make sure that, justice is served, because a lot of times, a lot of these things are brushed under the carpet, and it's time to pull
Right.
back veils, full force. And
It's right. And Jimmy, that case has been going on for so many years. One thing I do learn is that one thing about New Order, if we get involved, we don't go get involved in emotions. We get involved on facts. When you
facts,
get involved on facts, you get a solution. And I
right?
can tell you that our track record, we want victory at the end of the tunnel in every case we get involved with. I done got people out of jail. We have our own legal counsel that's on board.
Yes,
So this is a real 501c3 nonprofit organization. Everybody can't go with us to the
absolutely.
next level. This work ain't for everyone, and
Yes.
things like that. So I can tell you that I am very um, happy we just launched a local chapter in Sandersville, Georgia
Yes, yes,
past
yes, yes,
weekend.
yes.
But we are about to make history next month because we have our own issues going on in our community. As
Absolutely.
far as killing each other. And next month for Black History Month, but if you ask me, Black History Month should be every month. If you ask me, they just give us
Yeah.
1 month out of the year, and it's the
I'm
shortest month. And I
excited for next
disagree with that.
month. Look, you see
And
me do
we're
the
going
jig
to
dance.
right. We're going to Montgomery, Alabama, to address the violence that's going on, not just Alabama, but across this country. And the reason why I picked Montgomery, Alabama, that is the heart of the civil rights movement, where
Yes.
Dr. King stayed at fighting for injustice on a daily basis. And it's going to be a message to our community. I'm going to be at the state capitol. I am getting much support from the people in Montgomery. My secretary has been in communication because she lives in Montgomery,
Hmm.
and she's been updating me as far as the support. And that's going to be history made in Montgomery because, again, how can we be upset when law officials, because the system's not for us anyway, but when someone from law enforcement murder us, we're outraged. But when we're killing each other, do we have that same momentum? And things like that. We say Black Lives Matter, which to me personally, I do know that it's a different when it comes to the system. At the same time, when we're killing each other, I get very upset,
That is
and
so
it's like it's
true.
not the same outrage to me. That's just me personally,
Yep.
and things like that. So I
It
just want
has
to
to
make sure
stop.
that right, how can we um reach our goal on, as far as how far we done came from as a people, we continue to kill each other and it's setting us back.
Hmm.
And things like that. So we can't save the world. It's just the fact that, we got to do something about it. But you got to have
Yeah.
an agenda. You just can't talk about it. And I'm glad that we just recently partnership up with the Apex African Art Museum. That's going to make
Yes.
history
Yes.
here in
Yes.
Atlanta.
Yes.
Because if our
Yep.
name is associated with that, that's going to take us to another level
Another
because
level.
a lot of celebrities here in Atlanta,
Exactly.
politicians, is familiar with the Apex Museum. So you have New Order connected to it. That's nothing but God. That's nothing but God.
Absolutely.
And
And would you
next
like
month
to
is the
let the
third.
viewers know about the what we're doing next month at the Apex Center for the children?
Oh yeah, next month, every third Saturday, we're going to be taking the youth inside the museum to teach our history what our schools is not teaching. you
Yes.
know. And I want to give a shout out to Dan Moore Jr., who's the operation manager, and to take on this project. And of course, he joined the organization, and not just teaching them. We're going to be have teaching classes and stuff like
Yes.
that. And once we get things really rolling, I'm going to contact the media and let them know that there's an organization out there are really concerned about the violence. So every third Saturday, come out there and hear some positive stuff about our
Absolutely.
people in the community. So that's just another platform,
Yes.
that we just set up. When God know you're doing the real work, this stuff is going to continue.
Absolutely.
You
And
know
of
what I
course,
mean? 'Cause-
Michelle Diamond will be there just so that the viewers
right.
are aware. I will be there live and I will
I'm
actually
gonna try
have
to get you to go
my
to Montgomery too.
exactly. Yeah, yes, exactly. So I'll have the cameras going. It's going to be
Right.
lovely. And of course, in the house media, which is, first and foremost, first home and family, Dr. Jerome Dorn, he will be there with me at the Apex
Okay.
to, cover all
Okay.
this lovely media. We are not in the
Right.
house media for just anything. So this is a family
Right.
thing. Once you're in
Right.
the house, your family, we welcome you in. And all we ask
Right.
is you pay it forward. And this is what we base our life on. And I'm just grateful that we are, networking and
That's right.
building and doing things together as a community and as a
Mhm.
whole.
Right.
So, what I wanted to ask you is, we know that there's
Mhm.
so many things, and what I enjoy about this is that this organization actually, basically boost the observance of non derogable people oriented
Mhm.
allowances. You don't focus on just the negative things. You focus on the good as well, and that's
Of
what drew
course.
me to the organization. And
Appreciate
you
that.
stress non-violent act activists and advocacy, which is what
Oh
I
yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't believe in running a radical organization. And we're human rights. When you're human rights, it's a broader agenda. We're not just focused, of course, when it comes to us. We're the one that's always being mostly
right.
violated, but we're human rights. We are a multicolor organization. Even Dr. King back in the day, when my dad was doing stuff, you had different races inside the organization. I have people that's behind the scenes. I just opened up one, and I'm working on a chapter in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I work social media wisely,
Oh
called
yeah.
the word networking,
Yes.
and things like that. So when you have members in Michigan, Colorado, Alabama, I mean, I could go on and on and on, and they're on the same goal as I
Yes.
am. And when a project go out, there's never excuse, hey, I can't do this and do that. you know, that's a good thing. And it's volunteer. Now, of
Yes.
course, it takes money to do this. We did apply for some grants, and God be willing, hopefully we get some good news in the month of March. But you got to crawl before you walk. If God know that you're serious about this, he's going to bless you. But when you got people in the organization, that's half-stepping, ain't being for real, it's going to stop the whole flow.
So
You
true.
get what I'm saying? So if you're not serious, being dedicated or whatever, I can't welcome you aboard because you're holding back everybody.
Amen.
You can't just have no dead rock just laying around and just reading and reading and doing your part. Because again, if I'm the only one standing, that's what it is. Like my dad tell me, because I was breathing into this. No one's going to have that hunger like me, and I'm trying to pass along this to my grandson to be the next legacy, and things like that, but I just want to say that, people like you coming on board that's on the same business minded, Miss Joyce Rogers, my new spokesperson who went to Sandersville with me,
Yes.
on the same level. I mean, we got some serious people now,
Oh yes.
and they
Definitely have
pushing me.
some heavy hitters. I trust me.
Yeah,
I saw
they
the
push me
roster, and
right.
I'm honored. And like I said, to
Yeah,
the
you're on the
Americans, and
website
I know
now.
they're
You're on
watching. I'm
the website.
honored and I'm humbled. Because I
Right. You're on
definitely
the
shared this.
right. You actually on that when you're on that website as one of the top staff members, that mean that you're there with us, and I hope you're there
Yeah.
for life. I know you have your platform, but if you notice, you
Oh
already
yes.
know what you're going to do for the organization because we're organized. If you're not organized, it won't work, and I believe in being organized. That's the
Absolutely.
only way this organization be successful. And God has, and like I said, sometimes I'm scared to check emails, inbox messages. We get calls all over the United States now,
Correct.
complaint forms going out, so that's nothing but him elevating this organization, as
Yes.
long as God could continue
And
to.
it's a need. It's a need out there.
Right,
There's so
right,
many things that are going on, as far as injustice goes. And,
right,
it's just time for us to, like I said before, peel back those curtains and just, take some action and accountability. Like, people
right.
have to take accountability, because
Yeah,
people are not complaining for, no reason. Things are
that's
happening.
true.
And,
That's true.
it's being seen now. So it's no longer, hey, let's brush this under the carpet and
That's right.
nothing is going to happen. Like there's consequences, every action
Keep your
there's
camera phones out, y'all. I require you to keep your camera phones out because if we didn't have our camera phones out, we wouldn't know about the Ahmaud Arbery case, the
right,
Trayvon Martin case, the George Floyd case. A camera
true,
phone ain't everywhere, because a lot of these officers are getting caught now.
right,
I was very surprised at an all-white jury when one black male convicted the three white men that killed Ahmaud Arbery in Brunswick, Georgia, because of the failure of the system for us for many years. And then when the things come out like not guilty, so the devil's being exposed now. If you can see that,
right.
he's
So
definitely
true.
being exposed.
Very true. So tell
Yeah,
me this. I know I'm going to go off on a little bit because I know the people want to hear a little bit more about, the man behind the organization,
no problem.
what it takes. So could you let
Okay.
the audience know what your key success is when it comes to communicating with the public?
Well, first of all, it's not easy. I do get a lot of negativity. I even had several death threats upon my life, but I keep that private. But God keeps me going, long as He continue to keep His angels around me, because, when you first enter to this work, if you're not doing the real work, you're not a threat. When you're doing the real work, you become a threat,
That is true.
So it's all about Him above, and of course, you all being with me, continue to pray for the organization, and things like that. So, but you know what? I love it. This is like a hobby to me. I don't think about the repercussions, because growing up in Ohio, what my dad went through, this is something mine. So when the devil comes after me, I just look at it like, I don't take it serious. But I know some people say, well, you gotta be careful. I understand that it's the nature of the business. If you, like my dad said, if you scary, you're in the wrong business. In a daily, I am not scary. I'm not scared of nobody, And I just feel that I'm meant for this job. I know how to mobilize. I know how to be organized. As you can see, I'm doing something right because I
Mhm.
caught your attention.
Oh, absolutely.
Things like that.
Yes.
Because I see you're a very busy person. So
Well, thank
so
you.
that means that God is doing something. He's building a mass movement within this organization, and I always ask, I said, why me? He said, why not? Because I've been working so long for so many years. Some people done came, some people done gone, you
Yeah.
know, and then that's going to happen. But I don't lose no staff members. But it happens. My vice president, former vice president, she had different dreams. She been in the organization since 2009. She had moved on. I don't have nothing against her because my goal was to build this organization. If something else come up, you didn't sign no contract to do this. You know what I mean? This is all volunteer, but overall, man, I am excited. Mika, my Secretary of State, was made the call today, represent New Order about calling justice on the Atkinson case. And everybody's just doing a part. So I hope I answered your question. I know I could get
Oh
long
no, you
winded, but
definitely did. You know, you definitely
but
did,
I
and you
just thank
why
God
you're
that
successful.
right, right,
Consistency and the right team behind you. So,
right.
what what would you say makes
hmm
a great leader? And I pose that question because
To be
I'm curious.
honest,
Yeah.
what makes a great leader is the people that's behind him, even if it comes to criticism, things like that. So what makes a great leader is the people that's under him because of you all coming up with great ideas. I don't have all the answers. God just blessed me with talent on how to recruit people and bring people together. But as far as thinking about all of the ideas and knowledge and all that, that comes from you all as well. This is not a one-man show. So I'm glad. That's why I have a spokesperson, a chief of staff, an advisor, a marketing director. I have different, departments that brings their skills and talents to this organization as well. And I just love it. And there's never no excuse. They might can't do it right away, but before the day is over, the project is done for each department that I send a project out to because they know is that this thing is bigger than me. You know what I mean? Most of us has kids and grandkids, so they understand that we all are doing it for the future.
That's right.
So that's the reason why. And I always, you know, talk to my dad. He's a little older right now, but if you met him in person, Michelle, and you knew his younger days, he was no joke. I'm from Ohio. I've been gone from Ohio since 95, 93. My dad been gone since 95. As of right now, they still say there's no Reverend Floyd Rose or the
Oh,
Rose family. There's no voice in my hometown. That's why we get a lot of calls from my hometown for help because we all about the business. We don't play with these people out here.
yeah, it's so true.
My
And
dad and
we
my dad
can't.
always tell me, he said, Gerald, don't let no white man buy you. Don't let no black man boss me. And that's my agenda.
We can't. We have the youths of today, and we have the younger generation that we have to think of. And if we
Right.
don't set these
Standards.
foundations for them and the
Right.
standards exactly, then of course we're just going to leave them to fend for self and not knowing which way to go, because right now everything that we see is so erratic. And
Mhm.
what I'm seeing is a lot of people are not thinking before they react.
A lot of
And
our people are asleep.
yes.
This basically what's going on. They feel that since we can go to the same bathroom with another race right now, there's no issues out here because we can't drink because we could drink out the same water fountain out here with other races. There's no issues out here. Believe me, Racism is well off worse now than back then because you know what? We don't stick together as a people. We
Correct.
killing each other. We don't stick together economic wise. You know, I see that you have a platform. My job is to, you know, network put your information out there. You know, we got as black folks, we don't network together. Now I ain't saying all black folks, but some of us, you know, it's not working together, especially economic wise. Like when I go out of town, I go to a black owned restaurant and patronize my money. You know, our
Absolutely.
money is just as green, just as important, you know,
Yeah.
and things like that. So we just got some things we need to work on. I don't have all the
Absolutely.
answers, but
We
I
are
can tell
quick,
you that.
we are quick to
Right,
go out and, patronize others, and, we'll go out
correct.
and patronize the Asian stores, and,
That disrespects our
different,
women.
and we won't support our own, so
Right,
it's just great to see that, New Order is not just about, only human rights. It's about educating, talking
correct.
about business, and
Right.
helping people network and uplifting each other. And that's what, we build our morals on, and what we firmly believe in. So this is why it's a great, blended family for me, because, everything across the board is just consistency, because of course when you're of like mindset, things tend to work much better, so
Right, right.
I'm
And
just
the
very.
one thing I love, New Order, you know what? We're drama free.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you always hear
Yes.
that black folks can't work together, but when you came on and got that position, did nobody say, "Hey, how did Michelle get that?" Because I don't have that. I don't do drama. If you do drama, I'm gonna ask you to leave. You know, so they know if I'm bringing somebody in, it got to be somebody very important to help
Right.
this organization continue to elevate. You know, and everybody is in their own lane. Ain't nobody doing other people's jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's why
And
the
it
structure.
works so well. The functions, everything is, and I just can't wait coming in. So make sure that you guys tune in on Saturday as well.
Oh yeah, oh
We will
yeah,
be there
oh yeah.
live in the studio, chopping it up, talking about everything that we discussed
Right.
now and more. And every fourth Saturday, your girl will be
You'll
in the
be in the
building.
studio with us.
So, absolutely.
We'll
So
be
I can't
excited.
wait. It's such amazing things going on. So stay tuned.
Right.
It's not over. We have lots more coming, but I just can't give you all everything at one time. So y'all just gonna make sure that y'all tap all the way in.
Right.
So
We're
everybody wants
excited
to
about
know, how you came up with the name
New
New
Order.
Order.
Actually, it was called the Council of New Order when I first started in Toledo. And I broke it down to New Order. We're new and we're in order. You know, and that's the reason why I came up with it. You know, and everybody asked me that when I first got down here. Everybody was called the New World Order. I said, "Oh no, we ain't no New World Order." I did some research on that. You know, so
He said, "Oh
everybody loves the name. They thought it was a militant organization. You know, 'cause a lot of people when I first came here, you know, it was like New Order sound like a militant organization. But once they seen my work and read the history of my dad, you know, the walls started coming down. But I was very consistent when I came down here. Little old Gerald, I was out here by myself with my little flyers and, you know, kind of explain what I was going on and things like that. Then was the rough times. You came in on a good time, by the way, Michelle.
Well,
You
look,
know, you
I
came
wouldn't
on a good
mind doing
time.
the groundwork. I mean, it's all about
Right.
marketing. We do the whole PR
Yes.
thing. Remember, that's in my background too. So PR marketing, I would
Right.
have been right out there with you. It takes
Right.
footwork to get where you want to
Oh
be.
my
Even
God.
now, we do footwork, still, because we have to
True.
market via social media. We're networking right now. Where
Well, when I
we're
first got down here, there was no social. Uh, the social media wasn't really kicking like
you
it
had
is now.
MySpace, like.
Nah, the MySpace that wasn't. I wouldn't use that for no New Order. That's why it failed now. But I think right now, I think Facebook and he's so silly. Facebook and Instagram and Twitter is going to be around for a long time. And
Yes.
if you use it the right way, it's a wonderful tool. But if you accepting all these negative friends on there, I'm like, I say Facebook nasty. You did this. You accepted all them friends. That's on you. Am I
Hmm.
right?
That's correct. And
You know, if
it's
you
the
want to see
same,
video,
it's the same in life. This is what I tell people. It's the same in life. If you're your social sites and your life should go hand in hand, because if you wouldn't associate with certain people in your regular life, why are you
That's
doing
right.
it on social media? Because at the end of the day, birds of a feather flock together. Period.
That's right. I keep
You
my
know?
circle very, very small. They say, well, Joe, you really don't have no friends. Well, I'm on a mission. I have friends, but I'm on a mission. I'm not, I want to have friends that's on the same level as me, and
Right.
things like that, and stuff like. So I take this very serious. Every day I eat and think about new order, come up with ideas. Everybody's important.
Right.
I'm just
And we
excited, man.
appreciate
The way
that. So
right.
since you said that, tell us
Mm-hmm.
what's the biggest challenge you have experienced thus far?
Well, trying to work with other organization unity. One thing about Black folks working with, it could be your worst enemy. And I'm trying to, if we all kind of work together, special economic wise, there's no excuse at this point, because I even look at these major celebrities that has money. We can start our own NFL football league if we wanted to, and just different things economic wise. And for some reason, we don't think that big. Now, I'm not saying that some people are not doing it. I just think that we can be working together more economic wise, and a lot of this homeless stuff wouldn't be happening. I first moved to Atlanta. I seen all these big mega churches on one corner. Found out a lot of them not even working together, and things like that. Even the churches didn't change. It seemed like everything didn't change these days. The discipline in our homes. I believe in whoopings, but I don't believe in child abuse, because I fear my parents. These days, these kids is just, some of them just very disrespectful. But
Mm.
when you're not running your home, the right way, what do you expect? You know what I mean? You got grandmothers at the age of 25 now. It's just a different generation, man. I just pray, man, we can't give up. And sometimes I get a little frustrated, but I never show my feelings, to anyone. It's just the fact that God pushes me more, because, this can be some hard work, and things like that.
What's lacking is guidance, and
True.
part of the issue is something that's been there for ages, where
Right.
they try to break our homes, and
True.
majority of us um, you know feel that we don't need our partners.
Mhm.
Oh, I could do this by myself. However,
Right.
it's a structure. It's structured for a reason, to make
Hmm.
sure that we can work together as a unit, to
Hmm.
instill certain morals and set certain foundations
Right.
for things
Right.
to work properly and cohesively together.
Right.
And when that's broken, the result is what we see now. A
Right.
lot of family conflicts, generational curses, and so on and so forth. Not
Mhm.
to say that generational curses, didn't exist in a home that was fully together. Yes, because we know that things happen everywhere. But when you do the percentages shows that it's more so happening in the broken homes. It does exist in the full unit homes as well, but the
Right.
levels are higher, or the percentages are higher in the broken homes.
Right.
Neither here or there. What would you say is the most rewarding part of working, in this field?
You ask some good questions, don't you?
Oh, well, thank you. I
The
strive.
reward, the reward is that when you get victory at the end of the day, because there's several things I don't even put on Facebook. There's a where the media is not there, where I didn't help people, and when they say thank you, that kind of, like, man, God really put talent in me, that I was taught by my dad, and the man above really brought me with a talent, even, working with the DA, when I get a call from a young man that just got out of jail. He was mentally challenged. He was having a breakdown at the hospital, and the police came. They stun gunned him to death, or whatever, took him to jail, tried to send him back to prison. I could pick up the phone and call the DA of a county, explain to him that jail ain't for everyone. And he was out working. He was just having a meltdown, and get him out of jail. That's a reward. I'm like, wow, I actually did that. Or a situation at the Cobb County Jail where several inmates seen an inmate get beat down, and I could pick up the phone and call sheriff and let him know I need to meet with you. I'm in his office with 24 hours. That's a reward. That means that's from hard work working out in the community, and end up getting that officer suspended for 10 days without pay. That's a reward. It's to that point now. I do not be ignored throughout Metro Atlanta area, and things like that, because they see that I'm very consistent and I would expose you, and things like that. So, but when I could solve a case behind the scenes, that's a reward. Sometimes you need the cameras, but at the same time, I'm in here to get solutions, So
Absolutely.
I'm at that point that I have people on speed dial. As you notice, going across your thing, I give, no one calls me, they calls our 800 number. It's to the point now because of the series of calls I might get given out a personal cell phone. Sometimes, you get crazy calls sometimes. That's why going across your thing, you would get an 800 number now, and things like that. So, but it's a reward. And I just sit back like, wow, did I actually do that? We receive letters from people in prison on a daily basis now, and we getting results, and
Yes,
things like that. But again, it's not I, it's we, you know,
absolutely.
it's just the fact that it then came to that point. So there's a major platform has been put in front of all of us, because again, it take all of us to do this work, but
Yes,
when I could pick up the phone and call my law researcher, hey, I'm headed to Montgomery, Alabama. Can you provide some research for me? Sure. When do you need it? What is the deadline? You know what I mean? Boom, it's there. So again, that's a reward. So it's just that I just thank God that there's a lot of rewards going on within the organization, but we got to get our job is to wake up our. We're not a perfect organization. I can't say that, but I could tell you we're more proactive instead of being reactive. We don't just sit back and talk about it. You remember the little 9-year-old little girl Shakur
yes,
took a bullet. Okay, we was the first. You need to Google. We was the first organization that spoke out about that. When I seen this 9-year-old little girl lost his life at the Wendy's. Remember the situation happened with the young man, the young guy that just got killed. And they was having rallies and stuff on the Wendy's on University
yes,
Avenue. Michelle,
yes, yes.
Shakur, little 9-year-old. When I seen that on the news, I was the first one went out there and spoke about that. We don't wait on no one. We all leaders in the community. This organization is very, very active. We don't have to get permission to do anything. You know what I mean? God, I birthed this organization. I know certain
Yes,
organizations being restricted and you got to play the politics, but not New Order. Now we just don't jump on anything, but we don't
correct.
have to wait on nobody. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And
Like you
people,
said, you don't, respond based off of emotions. You have to
right,
hit the facts. So that's
right,
what I love about it. It's not
right.
emotionally driven. We have to have all the I's dotted and the T's
Oh yeah,
crossed.
oh yeah.
And
We
I
do
love
have
that.
legal counsel. Yeah, we do have legal attorneys. Attorney King, who
Yes.
lives all the way in Detroit, but he can practice law throughout the United States. As a matter of fact, as you know, Michelle, he's going to be in Atlanta on the fourth Saturday show in February, and you doing the schedule. I want to make sure we're not bushing people up, but he's going to
Right.
be in Atlanta on the fourth Saturday. He's going to come into the studio, and we have a case in Ohio where we're going to be suing the Toledo Police Department because of the misconduct of the Toledo police.
Yeah.
So we have some people that so we can provide legal counsel. That's a reward. We're not just
Right.
organization just running our mouth. We have legal protection with us as an organization, also clients that come that might need us.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's very well structured. And this is why I wanted to invite you on so that we can
Appreciate it.
educate, others and,
Mhm.
do more networking so that people know that the help is
Correct.
here if needed and what the organizations stand for. And,
Mhm.
it's not something that's just fly by night, just to
Oh
let
no.
you guys know, he's been doing this since 1992, and I'm proud to be a part of this movement. And I say
Right.
movement because that's exactly what it is. Yes, he's an
Thank you.
organization, but it's a movement by itself because the people that are there, we are moving together collectively as a whole. And
Correct.
that's what I love. Not only that, if you could share with
Hmm.
them, talk about it, 2014, the organization had a nice little write up in USA
Oh,
Today. Could you
man,
tell us
that's
a
not
little
even.
bit
That's
about
just some
that?
stuff I
One of
haven't shown there,
them.
Michelle. I was featured. We was featured in the USA Today, 2014 for Black History Month. I was
Yes,
featured in the Rise magazine. I don't know if you heard of that. That's with the Nation of Islam. I was featured in the
yes,
Final Call newspaper. I done received several awards. I got a
yes,
Malcolm X award, NAACP award.
yes.
But I don't really. I put that out there sometimes because I don't want to feel like that I'm bragging. But the reason why I
No,
put that
it's
out
not
there is because
bragging. You need to, because these
it
accolades
shows
lets
the
you know that
history of
the
this
growth.
organization.
Yes, it
Right.
shows the growth and that people
Right.
are aware and that you are getting, that media coverage and people are noticing what you're doing, noticing the work, noticing the movement. So that's why I mentioned that. And not only that, at the radio station, you also had several special guests, and one of them was Dr.
Oh yeah,
King's
we had
son.
Martin Luther King the third on our
Yeah,
show. We had the mayor Felicia Moore, who was running for mayor on Real Talk with New Order. I had Rashad Ritchie. He's
yes,
big time here in Atlanta. He's been on my show. I got all these people on speed dial, by the way, cell phone numbers.
yes.
I had a guy named Dr. Keith Slaughter on my radio show. I had several politicians. So they're familiar with this. They're familiar with New Order, but
And he's going to
it's been
have
work.
Dr. Dorn.
Okay, right, and that's going to be next month. And what's the date on that now? Since she's doing the
Oh, we're
scheduling.
going to we're going to put it out there. Look, stay tuned because we're also having Dejan talks. Mr. Dejan,
Hmm.
everybody knows Dejan because he was also on this platform. He's also huge in the prison reform system. He does a lot,
Okay.
huge across the nation. So
Well, I'm
yeah,
looking
stay
forward to speaking with
tuned.
all of
Stay
them.
tuned.
Yeah,
Yes, it's
I'm
going to
looking
be
forward to
amazing.
right. And see
Yes,
you coming on, you building our platform even up more. Even though you got your own, and see you're not being selfish, Michelle. You could have kept all these people on this, but you're willing to give us some resources and people that we can
it's
interview. So
all
that's why I
about
applaud
it's
you.
all about sharing. It's all about working
Right,
together because guess what? We're all spreading the same message about
message.
working
Right,
together and building and creating the change that we seek. We all
right.
talk about we want change, but what are we doing collectively to create the change that we're seeking? So now that we have people that are of like mindset and have that growth mindset mentality, we're going to bring it all to full fruition.
Right.
We're
Even
many.
I don't know. Did you see the thing I wrote up about Dr. King? Dream might have turned into a nightmare.
Yes, I
I
did.
don't know if you read it. I said it ain't
Yes,
all
I
about
did.
attending the King events. It's all about doing the work. And I just feel that I haven't been to a King event, and I ain't gonna lie to you in a while because I just feel that all these people that's going to this, and it's good. You got to recognize the icon, but after the event, what are you doing in the community? You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like everything is okay. Not everything is not okay. What's going on. But of course, we have to acknowledge Dr. King because of what he did. But I guarantee you, he probably turning his grave very disappointed our own people right now. Because of we're killing each other. His dream that he did um, at the monument in D.C.
Yes.
Some of us is not doing that. You know what I mean? I look at stuff differently. It just aggravates, but we just gotta
That's
keep
why
doing the
new
work.
order is here because we're going to make sure that and it's I think it's just that our youth and some people are not they don't have the proper education system where yes they have
Right,
education school wise but they're
right,
not educated on their people and
right.
what struggles we truly went through in the past to get where we are today and what it
True.
takes to maintain that even though things may seem that oh everything is peaches and cream but we still have racial profiling
Right,
go into the store, you can't walk around peacefully without somebody breathing down your neck.
right, right, right.
It's just a lot. So a lot of us, and then a lot of it is sometimes people don't know how to channel their emotions or their anger
True.
because they get upset based on how they're treated, and they
Hmm.
don't know how to control that and take positive actions instead of
That's true.
reacting the wrong way. So this is
Right.
why New Order is here to help with all of that. So stay
Mhm.
tuned. We are uplifting and building in the communities and making sure that we're taking our youth under, our wings. As you heard, we will be at the Apex Center, and
Yeah, I can't
come on out
wait,
and
boy.
support. Absolutely.
Right.
So
It's gonna be exciting.
inquiring minds want to know, give us
Hmm.
3 words that describe Mr. Gerald Rose.
Dedicated, determined, and dependable.
Okay,
Repeat.
dedicated, determined,
Dedicated,
and
determined, and dependable.
okay, and
That's
why
the
do you
three
believe
words.
these 3 words represent you?
Because that's the way I treat when I do my work in the community. Even in my personal life, you got to be dedicated, determined, and dependable. You got to dependable to pay your bills. You got to be
Oh, yeah.
determined to get up every day, and put on clothes and be productive in your community.
And you
You
have
know
to
what I
be
mean? So
dedicated.
you got to be dedicated to do what you're doing, because if you're not dedicated, of course, I wouldn't be in this business. And you got to be dedicated, because when you're dealing with other people issues, some people might get mad and get upset that you can't help them. You might get a nasty inbox message. Like I said, I go through all this, Michelle. Y'all just don't know that. Emails, letters. I remember in Rockdale
You keep a
County, I
lot of
helped
that
put
from
together.
us.
Oh man, I Rockdale County a couple years ago did the first ever Martin Luther King parade out in Rockdale County, and I was a part of helping putting that together. I was getting so much negative mail to my PO box and racist stuff, man, and death threats and stuff. Because it ain't like the King Parade down on Auburn Avenue. They made a history out in Rockdale County, but it's the
Right.
nature of the business,
Yes.
and things like that. There's a article out in the Mary Daily Journal about my life being threatened. That was back in 2003. But look at it, I'm still standing strong. But
Yep.
then you got to deal with, not just me. You got to deal with the whole organization, and things like that.
Absolutely.
So, but that's my 3 words, and that's a must in my life.
Hmm. So I want to take this opportunity to ask you this question.
Hmm.
What would you like our viewers to know about New Order that we haven't already disclosed?
Well, as far as the organization itself, if anybody's interested, we're a family away from home. We believe in results. We don't believe just being seen. And also, I can say that New Order is the voice for the voiceless. There's a we really care about what's going on with the homeless people. Like right now, it's cold outside. We're concerned about that. We do have a food pantry. We just don't just give stuff away during the holidays. People are hurting all year round, especially because of the pandemic hit. Are we a perfect organization? No, but we will be honest with you. We're an honest organization, even when it comes to legal representation. If we can't help it, we'll be honest. We will never play with people's lives, because
Right.
at the end of the day, the man above will expose. He know if you're serious or not. Once a month, and I want to invite you to us, Michelle. Once a month, I go inside the Georgia Works and the Evolution Center, where people are transitional in their life, being homeless or just getting out of Georgia, getting out of prison. I go in there and give motivational words, speaking engagement. We do that
Oh, that's
once a month. So
beautiful.
I didn't know you. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah. So we always got something. Now we adding on the Apex Museum. But yeah, every second Tuesday of each month, I go in a place called Georgia Works. I speak over to about 100 something men. People maybe just getting out of prison. So we have different agendas. This organization. We don't just rally and protest every 3 or 4 months, and then you bored sitting around. What is the next rally? This
Right.
organization is not like that. We got stuff going on continuously. You know what I mean? The pandemic slowed us down a little bit, but overall, we're still moving around because, and things like that. Of course, you have to be safe and all that, but that's when you question your faith with the man above, you know. And this white
Absolutely.
preacher was like, "Well, Mr. Rose, our doors enclosed. Our churches stayed open during the pandemic. All the black churches had closed down or whatever. He was like, what's going on with your faith, with your faith or whatever. I just sat back and kind of laughed what he was saying. But I understand is that we're living in the times is that I don't think it will ever be the same. I want you to, stay protected, but at the same time, I'm not afraid because of the pandemic going on. I keep protected, but I don't think about it 24. I just feel that we're living in these times and God is just getting everybody's attention right now,
Yes. So
to be
true.
honest,
So true. So
you know.
true. Well,
So
I'm
I
all
just feel
for
like,
it.
oh,
Whatever we can do when it comes to, supporting, and uplifting in the community, that's
I
definitely what
appreciate
we're
that.
here for. Yes, just say the word. If I am available, definitely, we'll be there. No
Okay,
questions about it. And some things I'll make myself available for,
okay,
because it's that, that much
right.
important to me. I can't even talk tongue
Well,
tied
I
right now.
can't wait to get you on my platform on Saturday.
Yes, we're ready. So let the people know exactly where they can contact New Order. We're going to reiterate it
Okay.
again, and the website.
Okay, you contact New Order at 1-800-346-5138. You can visit our website at www.nonhro.org. You can send us an email at n1992order@yahoo.com. We're all on social media at New Order National Human Rights Organization, also on Instagram, Twitter. We're just there for the people. No one's gonna save our children for us but us. A message to our young people. I'm asking all young people to put down the pistols, pick up the pencils because another victim dies, another mother cries. So that is our motive. Also, it's not I but we. When I say that, we all in this together. To my organization, love you all. And we're family, and I just hope that we can continue to wake up every day and help someone else's child. We can't be selfish. Because if I was a selfish person, I wouldn't be doing this doing this organization. So when you hurt, I hurt. And things
Absolutely.
like that. So that's one thing, and I just want to let you know that we can't give up on our youth. We know we have some issues going on out there, but if we could save one child, we reached our goal.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what drew me to this organization. So I love it and I appreciate everything that you're doing. Continue
Mhm.
to do it. We're going to continue to rise together, elevate, and uplift each other.
I
So I
appreciate
just
that.
want to say thank you so much,
No
Gerald, for
problem.
taking time out of your busy schedule because we have a lot going on with a new
Right.
order, and you taking this time out just to grace our platform. It means a
No
lot.
problem.
Yes, I know that you're saying that we're elevating together, and absolutely true, but you did take time out of your busy schedule to come here and grace us with your presence.
And
And
you know what's funny when I see you say New Order for Life? I say she just joined. I just smile when you say that.
new order for life, darn
Yeah.
right. Yes. To my
Right.
family, we appreciate all the work that you guys are doing. I see it
Mhm.
every day, in the
Right.
group, on the Facebook and the group chats that we
Right.
have. I'm just so inspired and motivated to continue to just contribute what I can and bring things, like I
Right.
said.
So let me ask you something, Michelle.
Mhm.
Could I go to your page and share this?
Yes, I did share
This
it in the group, and it
okay.
is
Okay.
it will be on our YouTube channel. I sent you the link for that in the text as well. So you have where you could view it on YouTube, and I did share it in the group, and I'll share it on
So
your
when we
page
get off
also.
the air, I can go on YouTube and share it when we get off.
Sure, you should be able to. It should be already up.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
But thank you so much for tapping in. And, this segment, of course, was brought to you by Team In the House Media and, of course, your girl Next Level Promotion and in collaboration with New Order. Yes, we are doing things. I cannot wait to see everything just flourish. So, thank you guys for tuning in. And again, if you have any questions or concerns, just reach out to myself or Gerald at the information that we already gave you. However, it is pinned, and you have www.nonhro.org, and the phone number 800-346-5138. It is pinned right there for you, so no excuses. Need some help or know someone that needs our assistance, please give us a call. And until next time, guys, this is your host, Michelle Diamond, and our special guest, Mr. John Rose of New Order. Until next time.
Thank you. Bye bye.